What is up? What is going on, everyone? David, SVA Card Collectors. Super pumped. I got my Pacific Aurora Alex Rodriguez cards. I've been talking about 90s inserts. I really think that is the place to invest in, especially baseball cards, because I know basketball cards, everybody and their mother are jumping on the ship with the Michael Jordan and the who, and now Shaq. All of a sudden, they're like, you know about this guy Shaq? He's pretty good, too. So now all these cards are starting to move up in price, and it's becoming a little crazy. Now, I'm going to be talking about, and this is going to be more of the State of the Union and where I think the card industry is heading. I've been thinking about it. I actually was texting a friend of mine just like past hour, and all these thoughts I've had in my head, and I might have said bits and pieces of it, but I wanted to make it in one big podcast, because this is what I feel. It'll be something where people can go back and go, Dave, you were 100% wrong, or Dave, you're 100% right, or maybe it was 50-50, maybe it was 75-25, 60. All right, you get it. So, what is going on right now is the sports card industry is going nuts. There are prices that just don't make any sense. You have some people talking, like I had Sports Card Investor on. I've interviewed him. It seems like whatever he says turns to gold. Everything starts rising. I'm looking at a 1990 Donruss, one of the ugliest cards that they made. A PSA 10 go for $62 for a Ken Griffey Jr. card. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. I can't grasp the not stupidity. I don't want to say it's stupidity or anything like that. I don't know if it's people manipulating the system. I don't know if it's outside forces coming into and they go, Ken Griffey Jr., I'm just going to buy everything. They see LeBron James and all the years that, all his cards are just going crazy high. So why not Ken Griffey Jr.'s cards go crazy high? Why not, whoever, Mike Trout? Why not, Mike Trout's rookie is 2011. Why not a 2016 Topps, Trout go for insane amounts of money? Because LeBron James cards go for a lot of money too. And I see a lot of crossover. I see things that are happening in basketball start bleeding into, baseball, bleeding into football, and nobody cares about hockey, but sorry guys. Now hockey, I love the sport. I just can't get into the cards. I always say that. That's my disclaimer, because I used to love hockey cards when I was a kid, but I just I don't even know what's going on in basketball and football half the time. So right now we are seeing an explosion of money going into the market, and everything is going up insanely for no rhyme or reason. It's just starting to go up, and people are just buying cards, a ton of cards, and I don't think this is going to end well. At first I was going, it's just people, they got nothing to do, and they're just spending money. And I think there's a combination of a lot of things. I think there's people who like to gamble, that like to do fantasy baseball, football, basketball. You know what I mean, baseball and basketball. I know football's not around, but fantasy sports, gambling. You have people who resell things online that now they really can't get merchandise as readily as they could. You can't go to a thrift shop. You can't go to a store. Everything has to be done online. And there are people who flip online to online, but it's getting really hard because everybody has to do it. So you really have to be on your A game and know your stuff. So if you've been doing this for a while, you're already on point. So people are looking for other areas to invest in, to flip, to collect maybe. I'm not too sure. You have some people getting stimulus money, but again, right now, the economy the way it is, we're probably headed to 25-30% unemployment rate. The stock market does not reflect that. The stock market reflects everything going okay, and it's not. And that's because the government gave a ton of money to big corporations and especially to a lot of bad big corporations who don't know how to spend their money wisely. And that's why after a couple of weeks of not getting any money, they needed it, or else they would have collapsed. And they used that and to say, oh, well, we're going to lose all these jobs. And they were able to manipulate the government with their lobbies and whatever, and get that money, get that cheddar. So those, loans and that money only lasts so long. And it's probably going to be around September, October is when I think it's September actually, is when it ends. And then when that ends, they're going to be asking for more money again, because there's no way that they use that money properly. And they're still not going to have that much money. And the economy's probably not going to be back on its feet yet, or the way it was previously. We're going to have social distancing. People could be wearing masks. You're not going to be able to go to restaurants and just chill. It's just not going to happen by then. So with all this coming along, you're going to have a bunch of massive layoffs happening September, October, November, Q4, right around Christmas time. And the reason why, and this is what I feel. Obviously, I'm not an economist. Maybe we find a cure and this doesn't happen. Maybe it just dies off, the disease. Maybe we just keep on printing money and inflation just doesn't hit us, and we just give money to everybody and we're good. But I can't see that happening. And so the way our government has been working is basically, and that was what happened in 2008 with the housing crisis. They gave money, and they gave money to the corporations, and really the people that suffered were the people who had their houses. They lost their houses and everything like that. And the same thing is going to happen here, but this is going to happen in a much larger scale, because this is hitting every single industry. There's not one industry that is not going to be affected. So once we get to that point in September, October, I think really you're going to see it get massive layoffs. We haven't even dealt with yet governments going at it, business, running out of money. New York, New Jersey wasn't run too well. We had massive deficits beforehand. We lost tons of money. And now we've lost a lot more. And now they're not able to, generate any money. Can't give any tickets to anyone when they're not out. Can't get taxes from people if they're not working. So what's going to happen is they're going to start failing. So we're going to have to bail them out as well. And I think at some point, money is just going to run out, or it's just not going to be available. And so once that happens, that's when the economy is really going to start hitting hard. Stock market will start reflecting what's actually happening. And that's when I think poop will hit the fan. So if I was you right now, and I have to stop being lazy on this, I would be selling every damn card that you have that you don't need or that you don't want. Ride the wave up. If you have more than one, sell one at a time, because you don't want to lose out on it. Keep on rising, because I still think the quick flip is there for a while. I still think we got time, just because everyone's playing. Everyone's everyone's talk, oh, we're going to be back, we're going to be fine. So we're playing this game until we get to end of Q3 and beginning of Q4, when they go, oh, wow, this really is bad. You mean people not working for 2 months and no revenue? That could be a problem. And it's a problem for a lot of people. You're going to have a ton of small business. You're probably going to have 75-80% of most small businesses fail. Go under. Gone. No one has that type of capital to just stay afloat. They don't. And so I'm being doomsday-ish about it, because I want to get in your heads that you should be selling cards now. If you're buying cards, you should be buying them to flip immediately. You don't want to be left holding the bag. This may not be what other people are telling you, but I think I am for the regular people. I think I talk about, what's actually what the real deal is. And yes, they're going up. And maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm not seeing this right. But I don't know. I'm looking with my eyes, just like everyone else is. I'm seeing what's happening. Everyone knows someone who's lost their job. Everyone knows someone who's been furloughed. You can see there's nothing open, and it hasn't been open in months. In New York, we're going to be 2 months, nothing, no revenue, no nothing. And that's right now. We don't know. It could be 3 months. It could be more. And maybe they'll try to open up a little bit. Do you think they're going to be opening up and it's just going to be people going to be spending? No. It just doesn't work like that. It's going to be slow. And the people who are able to, maneuver their way the best are going to win. And so right now, I want to just impress upon this. Sell what you can, what you think. If I'm talking about cards that are going up. If your card is just the same and it ain't doing nothing, I'm not talking about your base cards. I'm talking about cards that are worth something, your graded cards, things like that. If those cards start going up and you see that they're rocketing up, sell them. Try to have as much cash as you possibly can for the end of third, beginning of fourth quarter. And I think November, December, you're gonna see crazy deals. Because people need money for Christmas gifts. People need money just because they need money. And so, unfortunately, you'll be able, not unfortunately, but you'll be able to take, you'll be helping them out, and you'll be, be able to use that opportunity to buy cards low. If you have the means to do it. If not, then at least you'll have a bunch of money that you can use because you sold your cards at the high mark now, and not in November, December, when there's going to be a flood of supply, and people ain't buying. And so that's just my take on it. I think right now, a lot of people knew, a lot of people have nothing else to do, and they're just buying cards, and they think that this train is just going to keep on going, and then it's going to stop. And once it stops, it's going to hit hard. I'm telling you, it's going to hit hard. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough. And it's going to not have anything to do with, there's so many of these PSA 10, Acuna cards. That's why it's going down. That's not going to be the case. It's just going to be, people just don't have money anymore. The only thing, and the only saving grace, maybe international money. Maybe in Asia, it doesn't hurt as much, or they're recovering already, or they're able to do whatever. Maybe in Korea, China, Japan, I think they buy a lot of basketball cards. Some baseball as well, but they're heavily into basketball cards. So you're getting a lot of foreign investment in sports cards as well. That may be something that delays the downward trend, or maybe they'll just start picking them up more. That's the only thing I haven't figured out. But I just know that the trajectory and the way things are going, that that's what I'm thinking. Sorry for the doomsday, talk, but I try to what I'm thinking, and that's why I have the podcast, is what I'm going to spit out. So if people can take advantage of stuff now, do it. If you want to buy and flip right now, that's fine. The cards are going up, but just make sure you sell them. Make sure you get out of it, because at some point, and maybe it's sooner. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's June, July. Maybe everyone defaults on their mortgages, and government really screws it up. I don't know. Right now, the government they're playing with each other still. They're playing partisan stuff. So, you got people showing off their ice cream. I like that one. That was funny. But I just don't think this isn't like there's a video of a kid who was high from like a 7 or 8 year old kid who was high from, he got, I guess maybe he got a cavity or something, and he got the sweet air, And so he was like coming off the high, and he's just sitting in the back, and he's just going, "Dad, is this real life?" Like, that's what I feel right now. I just, every once in a while, I just think, I go, is this real life? I mean, is this actually happening? And in more than one ways. In life in general, where I go out and I have to put a mask and gloves on and stay 6 feet away, even though nobody goes 6 feet away. Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway, I already talked about this. But, and sports cards. Like, is this real life? Are, people losing their houses, but they're going, you know what? I got to get this Alvarez rookie card. Honey, like, I literally think, we used to joke, like, I could see people with just their cardboard, with their cards, like, out in the street. Just going, well, I lost my house, but, dude, these cards are really expensive. I can't lose out on these. So, there's that, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about. I think it's important. It's in my head. For me to say this card or that card is the next big thing would just be a lie right now, because it's going to be whatever the bigwigs show. And if you see them, sell every card that you have that they say you should buy, because people are going nuts and buying them. Do the exact opposite. That's what I did a podcast of that. Do the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing. If everyone's buying now, you should be selling now. Sell. So, yeah, there's that. So, svacardcollectors.com. Go to the website. Check out the articles. Also, download the Flick Chat app. We're having great conversations talking about this stuff. And you guys know what to do. And some of you guys are really doing this. Buy some cards and go broke. Later. So I wanted to talk about a new marketplace that's about to hit the sports card scene called Starstock. Starstock is building a sports card marketplace aimed to be faster and cheaper for flipping sports cards than any other platform. This is a ground level moment, and Starstock is currently looking for people who want to be the first to sell their cards at launch of this new platform. They are offering 5% commission, no ingestion fees. You send in your cards, they do all the work and post for you. Cards are guaranteed and secured in a vault. You can choose to ship cards back at any time. They also have a little guy, he stands in front of the vault. Nobody can get in, nobody can get out. I think his name is Pedro. Starstock will be a flipper's paradise. Ooh, a paradise, where you can buy, flip, store, or ship cards with a click of a button. If you are interested in getting involved as a seller, contact Mike at starstock.com. They're right now only looking for rookie cards and prospects of current players. Again, Mike at starstock.com, or you can head over to their website, starstock.com. Okay.